Alrighty, so this morning we're going to obviously look at stems, and so we've moved on from our roots, and I thought this is a great area to start because obviously I've got a mixture or combination of different types. So the first one that you can see right here is a palm. Now you'd remember from our lesson that a palm is a monocot, and you can see that you have these nodal points. Okay, everyone can see that, where there would have been new growth. So you can see that on all of these. So if you remember, your monocots do not have secondary wood. So you can see that in these, they've actually died off already. So just behind that, in here, is beautiful variegated ginger. Same thing, definitely monocot. And the way that the stem actually comes up, you've got that lovely herbaceous stem, and you can see your nodal points. If everyone just looks down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course, the younger the stem axis actually is, the closer your nodal points are together. This zygocactus just on the other side is also a monocot, and this is an interesting plant because it actually has a modification. So you've got a stem / leaves that are modified to photosynthesize, so they're not true stems as such. Now if we go over this way a little bit, so down here we've got a lovely little begonia. I have a weakness for begonias. Now begonia is definitely a dicot. You can see that by this lovely reticulate venation, but it's herbaceous. This particular one is quite soft and green, whereas once you're looking at parts of the plumbago, for example, you've got this hard woody stem axis here, and also a herbaceous green soft tip. So you tend to have very commonly a combination of the two. If we look at this delicate little delight down here, which is one of my favorite plants, this is a nutmeg geranium. Definitely a herbaceous dicot, most definitely. Okay, so looking at your stems, you'll be looking at your nodal points. And in some of the plants it's much clearer, much easier to see than others. Looking at, is it herbaceous, is it woody, do we have secondary growth, or is it some sort of modified stem? Now I've got a couple here. This just here, this actually is Tradescantia repens, and you can see that you've got a relatively hollow purplish kind of stem. This is a monocot that has stolons. Now a stolon is a stem that is modified, that is above the ground, so that means you'll get a new stem axis coming out of each nodal point. The opposite of this is one of our most important medicinal plants, and that's ginger. So ginger is an underground modified stem. These little lines here, you can see them just there, they are our nodes. The space in between those lines are our internodes, so you can see that there. The little brown flaps, they are our leaves, and on this one you can really see nicely in that leaf axil you've got the development of an axillary bud. So always remember, it has to be a stem modification because you've got chlorophyll, but you've also got new growth. So think about something like your sweet potato. Now that one I've deliberately let sprout, so you can see that you actually have axillary buds, you've got nodal points, and you've got a new stem axis coming, so it cannot possibly be a root. Potato, same thing. That little curve on the potato there, I'll just throw that down, that little curve there, that is our leaf axil, and just in there, in that curve, is our bud coming. You can see it better on this one. So you know it cannot be a root. It has to be botanically classified as a stem modification. Okay, so that's about it for the crux of the stems. I want you guys to actually have a look at some. Work out, is it herbaceous? Is it partly herbaceous, partly woody? Is it completely woody? Is it some sort of modification? So that modification will also be significant depending on where it is on the stem axis. So a tendril can be either a stem modification or a leaf modification. So we're going to expand on that a little bit more when we look at leaves. Okay, see you later.